everyone, I'm Susie Homemaker and welcome to another episode of Sensotherapy Kitchen. It's all about health and hearty eating this episode. I've got a delicious 3-bean veggie chili recipe to die for. Let's check out the ingredients now. All we need is a can each of the red beans, the chickpeas, and of course the black beans finely drained. And you want to be sure they're rinsed well. You will also need a can of vegetable chicken broth, a can of diced tomatoes, 3/4 of a cup of water, a tablespoon of olive oil, 1 cup of diced yellow onion, 1 bell pepper, and of course 1 chopped carrot, and a cup of chopped celery, 2 minced garlic cloves, and 1/4 of chopped cilantro. Now for the spices, you'll want 2 tablespoons each of the chili powder and the ground cumin, and then a tablespoon of yellow cornmeal to thicken the chili. Okay, so we're ready to get started. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and put a little olive oil into your pot, just like this. Because what we're going to do is we're going to saute up all those delicious flavors of all of the delicious vegetables. And the garlic goes first. Hear that sizzle? That's exactly what you're looking for. That is going to start to really help us caramelize all of these delicious veggies. So we're going to go ahead and toss our onions in first, since they are really the most flavorful of all the vegetables that we're using. The garlic, okay? And we're going to go ahead and get those nice and caramelized first because they take the longest, okay? And caramelizing means they start to turn a little bit brown, and that's what you want them to do. Next, we'll dump in the carrots because those are a little bit tough. We want to make those soft as well. Get those going. Give those a little bit of TLC. And anything with garlic and oil is a good way to start out any kind of soup or chili. And next we're going to toss in our bell peppers, that red bell pepper. That also gives a lot of flavoring. And there's a lot of nutrients in a red pepper. Okay? All right, so we're just going to go ahead and saute all this down and make it nice and soft. Okay, now as you see, they're starting to caramelize, and that's what we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and add our water at this point because they are just at that sweet spot. They're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and order in our water and pour that in. Just pour that water in there. All right, so what's happening now is the water is starting to infuse all the flavors together, and we're going to turn our heat up just a little bit more, okay? And now we're going to start to add all of our ingredients. The celery. We're going to add in our delicious canned tomatoes. Okay. I want to stir that a little bit, make sure that the flavors are coming together. Okay. Wow, that is so beautiful. Okay, now we're going to dump in all of our beans. Remember, it's just 1 can for every bean. And our pot is really getting full, so make sure you have a big pot to cook this chili in because it really fills the pot fairly quickly. Okay, so we're going to give this a really good toss. Really, really good toss. Make sure everything's mixing together well. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and add our vegetable broth. Okay. We're going to let this boil for a minute, and then we're going to add in our cornmeal and our cilantro. Now, here's a little trade secret. Always add your spices in towards the end when things are just about ready and cooked. So we'll go ahead and add our spices in right now. Okay? And we'll stir those in. And we're going to go ahead now and add in our cornmeal. This is the secret to making it thick, because right now what we have is soup. We're about to have chili. So we'll toss in the cornmeal. Go ahead and get that tossed in. It's really going to make it thick. And for those of you who can't have corn, you can also use a gluten-free flour, which is good. And that will help thicken it up too. You just want to make a little roux so it gets nice and thick. Okay? So we're gonna let this cook because I've got one ready and it is beautiful. Wait till you see this chili. Okay, it's ready and now we can eat. Remember I told you that if we didn't put the cornmeal in, it would look like soup? Well, now we actually have chili. Let me take a little taste right here. Don't be jealous. I know you want some. I'll let you know how it tastes. And serve it up good and hot because that's when chilies are best, when they're nice and hot. Okay, I'm gonna put a little cilantro in mine. And you can add a little bit of sour cream for taste if you want to. Okay, it's nice and hot. Mmm. Now that's a winner. It is definitely warming my belly. But I'll tell you what, I want to thank you guys for joining me here on another episode of Sensotherapy Kitchen. We'll see you back here next time.